Welcome to Movie Caps. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Today we are going to discuss the movie I Number, Josie Gold, released in 2023, which is about an undercover cop when he is tasked with investigating a historic gold heist in Johannesburg. He's forced to choose between his conscience and the law. The film's plot begins in the city of Johannesburg, where a man in a red car is seen, who is a police officer with a camera attached to the button of his shirt, and he is crossing the Mandela Bridge. Name of that man is Chili. Chili finds out that the gold-laden van has arrived. He pursues the van with his group. The narrative now shifts to a week ago, when Chili checks out the money after Shoes in an office provides a suitcase full of cash. Chili informs his friend Shoes, after looking over the board covered in images of criminals, that he is going to kill them this time because they always get away by using their money and power to influence people. Shoes advises Chili to follow the strategy because he doesn't agree with him. The tale returns to the present day. Chili arrives at the hotel, just as a van loaded with gold pulls up. Now Chili goes inside the hotel and keeps talking to Shoes, who is hiding outside in a secret van. Suddenly Shoes gets a call from his wife and she tells him that her delivery is about to happen, on which Shoes says that I am on a mission and will come as soon as he gets time, and disconnects the call. He tells Chili to calm down and everything will be fine. Chili enters the room in front of the gold smuggler with money so that he can trap High, catch him red-handed and send him to jail. Then a conversation starts between Chili and the smuggler while a video is being recorded in Chili's button spy cam for the proof. The smuggler has a hyena named Jonga. He tells Chili that this hyena has been protecting him ever since he was a little kid. He is very loyal and recognizes people quickly. That hyena barks continuously at Chili for a long time, so the smuggler becomes suspicious of Chili and closely observes him until he discovers the camera on Chili's shirt and informs his gang that he is a fraud, and asks them to seize him. Then Chili suddenly shoots at the smuggler with a gun hiding secretly in his hair, but the smuggler manages to run away with the money. Chili also picks up the bag full of gold and chases him, but due to it being heavy, he gets tired over and again. Then he gives the bag full of gold to an old man and says that he is a policeman. He asks the old man to take care of the bag and do not open it, and then he starts chasing the smuggler. Then Chili somehow catches the smuggler and is about to kill him with a piece of iron track when his friend Shoes comes there and stops him from doing so. Shoes asks Chili about that bag of gold. Chili runs to the same old man to get the bag, and as he approaches the man and asks whether he has opened this bag or not, the old man replies that there is fake gold in this bag which is called iron pyrite. Chili is surprised to hear this. Then next morning Chili arrives at the police station. He meets the brigadier there, where she tells him that that hyena man that gold smuggler has been released because they didn't have any solid evidence and that gold is also fake. The brigadier says in order to remain in this position, she must take care of his general's pocket and that she would have to pay for their mistake out of her own pocket, so he has to do as she says or else work with Benson in the basement. Chili stands up and tells the brigadier that he cannot work like that because he is an honest man and walks out. Brigadier tells Shoes that without Chili he is useless, to which Shoes says that I'll talk to Chili. Chili is very much disappointed, goes straight to the orphanage where he grew up, where he meets his father, who had raised Chili and Shoes. He tells him that in childhood when he was drowning in water, Shoes jumped into the water to save him even though he did not know how to swim. He tells him that Shoes always kept Chili calm, otherwise he would have either been in jail or dead long ago. Remember the power of love and friendship. After listening all this, Chili leaves and meets Shoes, and they both decide to work in the basement. Then both of them go to meet the colonel in the basement and decide to catch the gang making gold coins. Then Chili disguises himself and goes to the club where the gang members were throwing a lot of money. Seeing all this, Chili is unable to understand what these people are doing. Then Chili enters that club and tries to join that gang. There is a walkie-talkie in Chili's jacket, which helps Colonel and Shoes to listen Chili's conversation. Those gang members ask some questions to Chili and he gives all the answers and also reveals himself to be a policeman and says that now he has left the job. Then everyone change their clothes and Chili does the same. He also has his walkie-talkie, and when he changes clothes, he leaves his walkie-talkie there too. After this, all those gang members set their clothes on fire, due to which the signal of Chili's walkie-talkie is also lost. Now they include Chili in their gang to test him, where they steal the gold and escape from the police and return to their base. There is a member of that gang, Demo, who develops an affection with Chili, so in the morning, she shows Chili how they make coins by melting gold and then distribute the same among the poor. Seeing all this, Chili understands that everyone there is very nice and they are only doing this to help poor people. Shoes comes to the gym looking for Chili and asks Chili what is he doing. Chili tells him everything about how they are helping the poor. Chili tells him to keep the colonel away from him and leaves. Chili reaches the gang's base to meet Demo, where Demo says that today she has to introduce him to someone. Chili is shocked to see Hyena Man there, and there is a huge fight between the two. Chili is about to kill him with a knife, when Demo stops him as they need him. Because only he knows when the gold is coming. Hearing this, Chili calms himself down and tells everyone to not trust this man. Hyena Man demands a condition that he needs his hyena, only then he will be able to work further. His hyena is in the possession of the Colonel. Chili brings the hyena with the help of Shoes, but Shoes tells everything to the Colonel and Brigadier. Meanwhile, Chili, Demo and his gang plan to capture the gold. When Chili finds out who the gold belongs to, that person looks exactly like Chili. Chili, Demo and the entire gang leave in disguise, and on the other side, plane carrying gold arrives at the airport. While the Colonel and the Brigadier are watching them closely, Chili and Demo are already waiting for the man who is bringing the gold at the hotel. Demo and her gang arrive in the room posing as cleaners from housekeeping. The moment the man enters the room, the gang members knock him and everyone unconscious. They chop off the gold man's finger, and take it with them. Subsequently, they conceal every unconscious person by placing them in service trolleys, transporting them to the hotel's basement, and loading them into the car's trunk. However, the Colonel's team is also keeping a watch on everyone. Through a precise disguise change, Chili also replaces the man whose finger was amputated. Through CCTV cameras, Colonel and Shoes are keeping an eye on everything. Shoes tells Colonel that he believes this person is actually Chili, posing as the person with the gold. Chili leaves his room and heads for the car. After that, Chili and his group head to a different hotel where the gold is secured. After getting there, we see Chili using the separated finger to scan the security screen. Chili is able to pass the area as the scanner screen eventually flashes a green signal. Following that, he loads gold into a car and tells them he'll be transporting it. Chili and his gang then depart from the location. We are now witness a twist in the story as the Brigadier captures the Colonel and Shoes because she is greedy for the gold and now dispatches a helicopter to pursue Chili. All of this information is being provided to the Brigadier by Hyena Man. However, Hyena Man outwits the Brigadier and betrays her. Chili sets out on a completely different path from the one that Hyena Man had informed the Brigadier about. Seeing this, the Brigadier gets upset and calls the Hyena Man, but instead of picking up the Brigadier's call, the Hyena Man laughs and throws his phone in a fire drum. Seeing all this, the Colonel takes advantage of the opportunity by pushing an officer and snatches his gun, and Shoes also supports Colonel, and together they both succeed in escaping from the Brigadier's grip. And meanwhile in the car, the Colonel and Shoes are attacked. The Brigadier fires haphazardly and the Colonel gets hit by a bullet. Chili and his gang members, on the other hand, arrive at their secret base with the gold, and seeing an opportunity, Hyena Man exchanges the real gold for fake gold. Chili and his companions remove some unconscious people from the vehicle and make them sit in another vehicle, where they are brought back to consciousness by smelling a chemical. As soon as they regain consciousness, they notice that the gold is missing, as well as their boss's finger, which has been severed, and he is screaming in pain. They attempt to flee, but the Brigadier and his force apprehend them, while Chili and his gang go out to distribute the gold among the poor. Then, unexpectedly, Shoes comes across Chili and his companions. Shoes requests Chili's surrender and inquires as to the location of the gold. Chili informs Shoes that the gold is with him, and as Chili and his friends remove the gold bricks from their luggage, Demo informs Chili and Shoes that the gold is counterfeit. All of them have been betrayed by Hyena Man. Chili becomes enraged and tells Shoes that he knows where the real gold is and that he will get it from the Hyena Man at any cost. Shoes then gets into the car with Chili and the two of them drive away. The Brigadier's gaze is drawn to Chili's car, and she immediately begins chasing it. Chili and Shoes both arrive at Hyena Man's base, where they discover a gold-filled car. When Hyena Man notices them, he begins firing at them and unleashes his hyena to attack them, while the Brigadier arrives at the same location, and as soon as she arrives, she watches the car filled with gold. She sits in that vehicle to flee, when suddenly Shoe arrives and points his gun towards the Brigadier. He demands the Brigadier to step out of the car and surrender. But just as the Brigadier is about to exit the car, she pushes Shoes from the car door and flees. The Brigadier points the gun at Shoes as soon as he recovers, but the hyena attacks her and Shoes immediately takes advantage of the opportunity, shooting the Brigadier in the arm and arresting her. On the other hand, there is a long fight between Chili and Hyena Man, and when Chili sees an opportunity, he attacks the Hyena Man and crushes his head in a machine. When Chili's gang arrive at the base, Demo begins to cry after seeing her mother's dead body. Chili then informs Demo that the Hyena Man had mixed real and fake gold and has murdered Demo's mother. After seeing and understanding everything, Shoes believes that Chili and his gang are setting a good example by distributing their gold to the poor. Shoes then gives all of the gold to Chili's gang, but arrests Chili and Brigadier. Finally, at last, we see Chili playing basketball in the jail when Brigadier calls him over and informs that she is planning to break the jail with her friends and escape, so whether he wants to escape or not. The end. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this.